Hello there, my Aries gang. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you your monthly reading for November 2021. As I step into your energy, as always, I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck. That is my go-to deck when I do my readings most often. So I feel for you, Aries, that this is a month of struggle, I guess, an internal struggle. One that you've put yourself into a position where you really aren't being respected, or maybe it's forced upon you, where you are just not being respected by others. And so there's this need for you to speak your truth and to acknowledge, to go through this self-realization and to acknowledge your hurts, your wounds, your truth, and to acknowledge your feelings and to express them outwardly. So as we step into your energy here, first, through the 6th, we have the Lover's card. Now, this is a Gemini card, so you could be dealing with a Gemini. But with this, it's really feeling for me like this is you stepping into a energy of self-realization. When I talk about that, it's one where you are starting to love and accept yourself. You've done some of your inner work. You know where your flaws are. You have forgiven yourself for some of the things that have happened in the past. You're starting to see that you are human and to err is human. And so you're offering some conditional love up to that inner child, nurturing that inner child, seeing yourself with love, starting to work on some self-esteem, some confidence, right? Really trying to work through things, working through barriers, things that you have put yourself into situations that really have not served you. And so I do feel as though you're still in a situation where your needs are not being met, though, Aries. I feel like you're not getting what you want or need out of a situation. And as a result of that, your heart, your mind could not be, or maybe they are just not on the same page, right? Where your logic is taking over, you know, this is what I need to logically do. Your heart has a soft spot maybe for this person. And so you are not being as open about how you really feel because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. But there's a need here for you to be open, to be vulnerable, to create boundaries. You can still be assertive, create those boundaries, still be standing strong, and still be extending love to that person and honoring yourself, honoring your truth. So this is about you understanding that you can bring that self-realization, that tact, that finesse into offering that forgiveness that you've offered for yourself to this other person. And so I ask that if you are feeling inclined to, you know, tap into that ho'oponopo, that I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, okay? That ho'oponopo. Extend that to yourself, extend that to this other person, okay? So I think that that could be very helpful for you if that's something that you're feeling inclined to do. But again, there is an air here that, you know, really just offering up some unconditional love and to really not focus on things from the past, things that you can't change, okay? Learning from it, growing from it. That's what we can do, right? Moving into the 7th through the 13th, we have the Hermit, leading with the light, right? I love this. And the middle card, 3 cards came up for this week. The middle card is the 3 of Wands, and the last card is the Emperor. So really feeling like leading with that light and allowing yourself to lead with that light. Now, I feel like there's a little bit of molding and shaping that we have to do this week for you, Aries, in terms of, I feel that you have left that castle, you've left that protection of that castle, and you're wanting to see what's outside of that castle, willing to take the risk and get out there, right? Knowing that this could pay off for you. However, you're used to being inside that castle, and I feel like you love the fact that the castle has a moat around it and you feel protected, you know, just as much as you have your guard up, right? So that's what I feel with that. That moat, that's your guard. You have your guard up, right? And I feel like all roads will lead to success if you can successfully bring your guard down and lead with that light, lead with that love. Okay, so I feel like there's a non-traditional route to learning what you need to learn, because you're not going to find what you're looking for within that castle. Okay, it's not going to be found within an institution. It's not going to be found within a book. It's not going to be found sitting inside that castle. So if you have your guard up, you are not going to be able to learn and grow and find what you're looking for. You have to let your guard down. You have to connect with the joy. You have to connect even with the sadness, right? That's what makes us human. That's what helps us to experience this physical plane, and that's what allows us to grow, right, from our experiences. And now, understand that emotions are transient and they do come and go. But you have to feel them to get through them and get to the other side of that, get to that lesson, right? And so, instead of looking at this like a form of bondage, right, where like, gosh, I don't really want to feel this feeling, gosh, I don't really want to go through this lesson, gosh, I don't really want to let my guard down and connect and be vulnerable and open with these people. See this, as overcoming those limitations, whether that is with a person or that's in a situation, not seeing it like, gosh, it has to be this way. I have to be with this person, or I have to be in this situation, and I have to keep my guard up. I have to protect myself. Instead of seeing that way, because that's a very limited belief, right? That keeps us stuck. Try to look at this from more of a open space, in terms of you allowing yourself to create a revolution for yourself, right? So when you are going to be leading with that light, you're going to slowly let that guard down, because you don't want to be closed off to the joy, because when your guard is up, you're closed off to the joy too. That's a great thing to experience. You want to be able to experience that fully, be present for that fully. So as you start to do that, you start to initiate some of these feelings, whether they are repressed feelings and they're coming up and surfacing. Start to sit with those things. It won't be a flood of emotions if your guard is coming down slowly, or if you are totally releasing these emotions and a flood of emotions come. It's okay. Okay, it is okay. If you need somebody to talk to, there are people to talk to. Get to a counselor. Get to a life coach, talk to a friend, right? Allow yourself to take a break from some of those feelings. Don't sit with it so long, right? Get distracted, right? Go play a game, go for a run, have healthy outlets. But what that is releasing that, so you're not harboring that. It's not in your energy. It's not weighing you down. And that's going to allow you to lead with that light a little bit more. And when you do, and your energy becomes a lot lighter, it's a little bit more intoxicating. Life becomes a little bit more intoxicating. Colors become more bright. Your laughter becomes a little bit more hearty, right? You're embracing that joy more. And so it will lead to more and more and more of those things. You experience joy, and it'll be more joy, right? And so it is taking your power back from those emotions. It is intoxicating to create this revolution within yourself and for yourself. And so it's like overthrowing this means of entrapment that you've created within your mind, within your energy, within your situations, within your relationships. And so again, it's allowing yourself a conscious decision that this is what you're going to do, and that will begin the process. It'll initiate that process of that guard coming down. Okay, moving into the 14th through the 20th, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Three of Pentacles. So what I feel with this is karma's coming in, and karma is, the wheel is turning. I get good chills, good vibes with this. I feel amazing things coming in for you with this, Aries. Now, I feel, that you're going to be shocked at like what you're capable of. You're going to startle yourself as you start things. I feel like there's an air to this, that like you'll start to do things, and then all of a sudden you're doing something and you're like, gosh, I I didn't know that I knew that. Like, how did I know that I knew that? You just like, it's like an innate thing. Like, you just know like what that tool is and how to do that, and you're just finding yourself just doing that. You're like in a flow almost. Or you'll say something to somebody and you'll be like, I didn't even know that I knew that. Where did that come from? Right? Because you're in this space of magic, right? Things are happening for you. And so it's this space creating, of creating and building and coming in for you, because everything that you deserve is coming your way. And so the message here is for you to just listen. Be open to receiving. Be open to the messages. Listen. Sometimes messages will come from spirit, from others, in a way of a conversation with other people, in a message, like either a text message or an email or something you find when you're scrolling on Facebook. Whatever that looks like, just be open. Whether you're seeing the numbers, the 1111s, the 333s, whatever that looks like, be open. Pay attention and be open to receive and allow, okay? So, but you're building, what I see that you're building, you are building with that Three of Pentacles. You're going to be working with other people possibly, and you're going to be building something new, something from the ground up. And it's going to be a source of strength for you. I do feel as though that there's an importance here also to extend gratitude, not just to others, not just for the project, not just for the grace that it's coming in with, but just extending gratitude for the opportunity, the experience, and all that is. So, and again, maybe even like a tithe. I feel like there's a need here to give back in some way, shape, or form, so that if that's a traditional tithing for you in the way of donating at church as the dish comes around, or if you are just donating in other ways in a philanthropic type of way, and as you feel called and guided, or random acts of kindness, whatever that looks like, just paying it forward in some way. Okay? The 21st through the 27th, we have the Empress with the Chariot. Okay, so beautiful, fertile, loving energy, moving forward energy, right? And so what I feel with this, the word spring did come through for sure. So I feel like anything that you're working on, or any seeds of intention that you're planting now, anything that you're starting now, I feel like it will be coming into fruition, coming into this spring of 2022, excuse me. So I feel like with this, again, it's what you're going to be doing, setting those intentions, taking those action steps, and then being consistent about nurturing that. So making sure that you don't fall off the wagon in terms of your effort, getting an A for effort every single day, showing up every single day, showing up for yourself every single day, being committed to that, okay? Because in the end, you will reap a very big reward come springtime. Now, I feel like this is going to be a solid investment for you. It will give you stable footing. I feel like the ground is quite even come spring, okay? And solid, right? Not soft, muddy ground, but like a nice, green, grassy, beautiful, stable, grounded feeling, okay? So I love that for you. I feel like also what you're doing with this, what you're building, will be evolving you at a soul level. I feel like it's going to be deepening your connections with others and your understanding of others. And, I feel like it's going to be increasing your knowledge base and increasing your belief in self, okay? Beautiful energy. Rounding out the month, Aries, we have the Queen of Swords with the Eight of Swords. And so with this, I feel, this is about having some residual effects. Maybe, as we talked about at the beginning of the month, maybe not being in such a stable situation, or in, maybe even in the past you were not in a great situation in terms of this, maybe a verbally or mentally abusive relationship, someone saying not so nice things to you, maybe manipulating you emotionally. But I feel like this is going to really have some residual effects on you. And so whether that is you having quick wit and sharp tongue, right? I do feel like you're holding back right now. I do feel as though you're not saying what you want to say or what you need to say, not implementing boundaries, right? I feel like it's kind of building up and your throat chakra feels blocked, and then all of a sudden I feel like you're just going to lash out. And so that's just something to be mindful of. Now, I do feel like it'll be like running damage control if and when that happens. Even after all of this, in the aftermath of all of this, it will be like damage control. I feel like it's going to be astounding. Like, you're not going to see just how badly this has affected you until you're able to really take a full step back out of this situation, maybe removing yourself from the situation, getting a different perspective on it, okay? Now, I do feel like you could be your biggest critic here. I feel like you will be very judgmental of yourself, where you'll be like, gosh, I had this huge lapse in judgment. Why did I ever do this? Like beating yourself up, being very critical of yourself. Listen, don't be hard on yourself. Just move forward and starting to trust yourself more, trusting your judgment, trusting your feelings, because when you're honoring your intuition, you're honoring your feelings, you're speaking your truth, you're speaking your feelings, it is never ever going to lead you astray. It will never lead you to a path where you're feeling like your truth doesn't matter, your feelings don't matter, right? You will always be justified in speaking your truth. Okay, you always are, and your feelings do matter, no matter what anybody says to you. Okay, so overall advice for you, Aries: 3 of Swords. With this, I really feel like, again, it's about that overall disappointment or feeling disheartened, right, for all that you've gone through, all that you've been through. And I do feel as though it's time to limit your situation, limit your time in this situation, limit your time with this person perhaps that is not being so kind to you. It's leading to that heartbreak feel, or that disappointment. But I do feel like there's a message here from Spirit to listen. Don't be so swayed easily, right? Don't allow others to sway your opinions. Don't allow others to dismiss your feelings, right? You're human. You have emotions. You have a right to your emotions. You have a right to your feelings. You have a right to make mistakes. We're all human, right? And you have a right to learn and grow from that. And you have a right to express your opinions. And so I feel like it's just important for you to understand that it's okay to show those things, and you are important too. And what you want and what you need are also important. And so that's the message and overall advice I have for you, Aries, for the month of November. I do so hope that this resonates for you. Again, not all messages can resonate for everybody. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up in the messenger or at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up at that square site here on YouTube, pinned in the description box below. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please don't hesitate to do so you're in the know of all the new amazing content. I'm going to be starting to work on December readings here in the next couple of days. And I hope everybody has a phenomenal week or end of the month. And I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.